Before we start to program the web service for both sides, we shall come up with the design of the web services. The process to design a web service consists of 5 steps, which are: first, to decide which business process to be shared with the world. Second, to decide the data interchange format. Third, to decide the web method to access the service. Fourth, to design the URI path to access the service. Fifth, to put the service class into a package. Let us look at the first step, which is to decide which business process to be shared with the world. When we talk about business process, we are concerned with the method that represents the process and the data it's processed, and turning the data into something meaningful. For this purpose, we encapsulate the business process into a class that represents the entity that will manage all the requests to the service. We can use the UML notation for this purpose. For instance, in our example application, we have a class that manages requests for the service named Teacher Service. We use UML notation for this class. Then, we design the method that will handle the service. For instance, we allow the consumer of the service to get a default message from the provider. We design the method signature as public and return a string. Another examples, we allow the service consumer to get a list of teachers and the subject that they teach in Hogwarts. In these two methods, the return type is different from what we have seen previously. We return it as response object. And then we have some other services which represented by the individual method described here. In the second step, we need to decide the data interchange format. For the data interchange format, is it XML or JSON? Which one is it? The decision that we made here will determine the framework or library that we will be used in the implementation. This is important because it determines the format of the information that the consumer must comply when making the request to the service, and the expected format that consumer will receive as response for the provider.